The pandemic pause on student loan debt collection is over. The reality of crushing debt is hitting millions of Americans. The federal government has restarted its collection efforts with a vengeance. Just as inflation squeezes wallets, the government comes knocking for its money. This isn't just about numbers, it's about real people facing impossible choices. Should they put food on the table or make a loan payment? Can they afford rent and still chip away at their debt? The resumption of student loan collection is a crisis in the making. The situation is dire, but it's not hopeless. We'll expose the flaws in the system and arm you with the information you need. Knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you to fight back. The government isn't messing around when it comes to collecting on student loans. They've dusted off their playbook and are using every trick in the book to get their money. One of their most potent weapons is the Treasury Offset Program. Imagine this: you file your taxes expecting a nice refund, but instead of a check in the mail, you get a notice that your refund has been seized to pay off your student loans. And it's not just tax refunds that are fair game. The government can also dip into your federal pensions and other government payments. But wait, there's more. If that wasn't enough, they can also garnish your wages. That's right. They can legally take money directly from your paycheck before you even see it. It's like a financial gut punch, leaving borrowers reeling and struggling to make ends meet. The student loan debt crisis isn't just a problem for a handful of unlucky graduates. It's a tidal wave of debt that's drowning millions of Americans. Across the nation, a staggering 5.3 million borrowers are currently in default on their student loans. That's like the entire population of Ireland owing money they can't repay. And it's not just those in default who are feeling the pinch. Another 4 million borrowers are delinquent on their payments, meaning they're at least 91 days behind. That's a whole lot of people living on the edge, one missed payment away from financial disaster. It's a stark reminder that this issue touches every corner of the country from coast to coast. Section 4, a chorus of discontent, criticisms, and concerns. The government's aggressive debt collection tactics haven't gone unnoticed. Advocates and borrowers alike are crying foul, pointing out the devastating impact these policies are having on families and individuals. Mike Pierce, executive director of the Student Borrower Protection Center, didn't mince words, calling the move cruel and unnecessary. He warns that restarting collections will push families further into financial hardship, especially those already struggling to make ends meet. Candace Lofton, another advocate from the Student Borrower Protection Center, echoed these concerns, highlighting the disproportionate impact on lower-income borrowers. She argues that the Trump administration's rollback of income-driven repayment programs has exacerbated the problem, leaving borrowers with fewer options for managing their debt. Section 5, Real Lives, Real Struggles, Borrower Stories. Behind the statistics are real people whose lives are upended by student loan debt. Madeline Soar, a recent graduate, feels the weight of her $17,000 debt. She pays $196 a month, a significant chunk of her income. She lies awake worrying about making ends meet while paying her debt. Abby Keelan, who graduated in 2019, owes $50,000. She deferred payments during the pandemic, but now the reality of her debt hits hard. She's moved back in with her parents, unable to afford living on her own. Section 6. Navigating the storm. Advice for borrowers. The student loan debt landscape can feel like a minefield, but there are steps borrowers can take to protect themselves and navigate this complex system. First and foremost, don't bury your head in the sand. Knowledge is power. So, the first step is to understand your rights and options. Start by logging into studentaid.gov to check your loan status and identify your loan servicer. Once you know who you're dealing with, explore income-driven repayment plans, which can lower your monthly payments based on your income and family size. Don't be afraid to reach out for help. Organizations like the Wisconsin Coalition on Student Debt offer free counseling and guidance to help borrowers navigate their options. Section 7, Conclusion, a call to action. The resumption of student loan debt collection is a crisis in the making, but it doesn't have to be a foregone conclusion. Borrowers need to know they're not alone in this fight. By understanding the government's tactics, exploring their options, and advocating for change, they can take control of their debt and build a brighter future. This isn't just about individual responsibility. It's about a system that's rigged against borrowers. It's time to demand better for affordable education, for fair lending practices, and for a future where education doesn't come with a lifetime of debt. The fight starts now.